Hey there, I am Christie Ruffino, former broke single mom turned CEO of 2 six-figure businesses and best-selling author with 15 books. But it wasn't always like this. Not long ago, I was a hot mess. Yes, I did a lot of things right, but mostly I was throwing spaghetti on the wall to see what would stick. Fast forward past many failed attempts and a few incredible victories, I not only get to share what I've learned along the way, I get to bring together top influencers as they share their empowering stories, insider secrets, and valuable resources that can be used right now to step into your power. So, if you're an ambitious entrepreneur, or possibly one in the making, and you're looking to create a business and life that lights you up, well then you're in the right place. Well, hello and welcome to today's episode of the Mastery Unleashed podcast. If you are listening, I want to thank you for being I don't know if you're a long-time loyal guest or you're just here for the first time. But either way, I want to welcome you. I want to let you know that I appreciate you supporting my mission, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. And I just really appreciate, especially if you've been around for a long time, I really appreciate your dedication, all of the support you've given us over the last 2 years of producing this podcast, all of the great feedback, all of the amazing reviews. I think we have, 60 something reviews on our show. And we started with this little podcast as a way for me to give my clients a platform to get their message out there in a big way. And we have done that. It's been amazing. But it's also been a great tool for me to connect with amazing people that turn out to be either JV partners or future clients, people that invited me on their show, and just people that I've learned from, some amazing, brilliant people. And so this show is going to be a little different than most. I have done a lot of soul searching around my business, where it is, how it's gotten to where it is now, and what I have going forward. And today's show is going to be a little update, a little bit of past, a little bit of present, a little bit of future, where I'm going to basically give you a well-rounded vision of where we are. I know this should have been something that maybe I did at the first of the year. But heck, you know what? There is never the perfect time, and there is never a time that is too late. Then my plan was to share this kind of yearly vision with you in early January. However, there were a lot of things that happened over the holidays. I went on an amazing business cruise in November. I went to visit my family in December. Spent longer than I had anticipated up in the Chicagoland suburbs. Got home 2 days later, headed off on the Marketers Cruise, which was amazing. I'm going to be talking about that. And then I got home 2 days later. I got sick. I was like totally just laid up with the wonderful little souvenir that I brought home with me. I'm not sure what it was. I tested negative for, the thing that we test for. So it showed that I didn't have that particular ailment. However, I felt like I did because it really knocked me on my tail in a lot of ways. Achy, brain fog, just feeling icky. And I still am on the tail end of it, where I do have a cough once in a while, but not very much. I think I'm pretty much over it, and I am super happy about that. So needless to say, life got in the way. And I don't know about you, but does that happen a lot? I know it happens a lot to me, where I've got this amazing plan, and then all of a sudden, life gets in the way. And we have two choices: either let life take us down, or decide, you know what, I'm going to ride this wave and come out on the other side bigger and better than I was before. So I am going to share something epic that happened in the end of December, at the end of this year. And it was I kind of didn't talk about it a lot. It was something that was very big for me, like huge for me, because I don't know, at least for me, like I tend to be one of those people that get attached, uh, pour my heart and soul into something, and I just feel that I am going to be dedicated to making that mission happen. And I, 12, 10, 11, 12 years ago, um, started a women's networking organization. I never planned to start a women's networking organization, but I did because I was in the mortgage industry and I needed to get clients and I didn't like networking. And I heard about the whole concept of a leads group and I thought, brilliant, as an introvert who doesn't like being in a room full of strangers, why not be in a room full of people I end up by getting to know because we're meeting over and over again, and we learn about each other's business and we become an extended sales team for each other. And I love that concept. I never knew anything about a leads group, but I fell in love and I thought I am going to get plugged into the most closest or the best leads group in the area for where I was. However, I don't know if you remember, but back in that time frame, about 2003, around that time, everybody and their brother was doing mortgages. So I couldn't get in the leads group. So I created one little group of women who I had met through my various networking endeavors. And I just thought, you know what, let's do it. Let's make our own little group. That one little group turned out to be super successful. I am a system and process girl. So I spent probably more time putting together the foundation of that group so that it was the best of all of the different groups that I researched. And I thought it was the best. And the women in the community pretty much thought it was the best because that one little group ended up by becoming huge. It was bursting at the seams. And then that sprung off a chapter. And then that one sprung off a chapter. And I don't know, years later, we ended up by being the largest referral group in the Chicagoland area, not even for women, just in the area in general. We had the most leads chapters in the Chicagoland area, and of course, the most with women too. But the fact that we were able to build such a thriving organization in a short time was something that was super exciting for me, and it made me feel good. That regional community turned into a national community where we had chapters in multiple states and we had a thriving membership. And it was awesome. It was a great ride. And then I got introduced to the whole story world and started publishing. We have a publishing company and we've been working with women throughout the years, helping them share their story. And the funny thing is that every part of my journey that I've shared so far and that I'm going to share with you has been something that I didn't necessarily decide. I did decide. I mean, I had full control, but I just really felt that God was leading me in a direction, the direction that was best for me at the time. And I just went along for the ride. I dove in, did the best I could to give up my all, even though some of it was out of my comfort zone. I didn't care. I just did my part, and it worked out well. But with all that being said, I discovered my true passion, like my heart's desire. And it is around helping women become more financially successful as an entrepreneur, or more specifically as a solopreneur. And that is what I'm focusing on now. However, what I had to do is, in order for me to open the world for more, I had to create less of something else. So in December, I officially closed the door on the Dynamic Professional Women's Network. I've been talking to a lot of my chapter directors for months and just kind of toying with them, how their chapter was going, talking about my pending decision and just seeing how they felt. I didn't want to leave anybody high and dry. I didn't want to continue taking renewal dues or new member dues if I knew in my heart that my passion wasn't there anymore. I wasn't giving it my all. After the COVID years. Our local chapters, a lot of them closed. So we didn't have a huge community anymore. And my revenue wasn't great. And so I was actually spending more money to keep the organization alive for the last year and a half than I was making. And I was okay with that. I was okay investing in the community, investing in the members. But if I wasn't doing more than financially investing, if I wasn't doing anything to help grow the community, grow their chapters, and help them grow their businesses, I just didn't feel that I was giving it 100%. And so I did. I closed the doors. I filed the paperwork to dissolve that business, and that was hard. Heck, the license plates on my car and my motorcycle still say DPWN. It was my identity. And I don't know if you've ever had a career that ended, or a marriage that ended, or something that ended that really shifted how you thought about yourself and how you thought other people would think about yourself. That is kind of where I was. I didn't want to let people down, but I also knew that if I didn't make space for what's next, I wasn't going to be able to thrive like I wanted. And I'm happy to say, with a lot of the things that happened last year and the things that are happening already this year, I am just holding on for the ride of my life. And so I'm encouraging you, if you have anything in your life that you feel is holding you back, maybe, even though it's not the end of the year or the beginning of the year, it's kind of, well, it's still kind of the beginning, but there is never the right or the wrong time to make the decision. I should say there's never the wrong time or never the best time. But when you make the decision, it's going to be the right time. If it is a decision that is in true alignment with your purpose, what you feel you were created for, and what you feel that you are designed to make the biggest impact in the life of others. To just, if you feel you're in that place, just do it. Like right now, make a decision. Don't wait until you get so overwhelmed or you get so stressed out, or you're just really feeling like you are overwhelmed. Sometimes we wait. You don't have to wait. You can make a decision anytime, especially if you realize there is somebody right now out there waiting for you to help them. And if you connect that urgency, or whatever your why is, maybe, a lot of my big why is to make sure that I create a better future for my future generations. I grew up in, I don't want to say poverty, but I grew up with a mom that didn't have many resources at all. She was a single mom. Yeah, my dad provided, but we didn't have anything super nice. And I didn't even realize this at the time. I felt like I had a great childhood, and I didn't have a bad childhood at all. But my best friend, we would go out. She had two sisters. So there was me and my brother, and then my best friend had two sisters. So there was three girls in that family. And the mom would take the girls shopping. And the mom would buy, the daughters, my best friend, like these nice things. And here I was with these like old grubby clothes, and my mom couldn't afford to buy me nice things. And her mom actually bought me clothes once in a while. And I didn't realize it at the time, because I just thought, oh, that's nice. She's buying me something. Like I'm being treated like one of her daughters. But it was because she realized that my mom couldn't do that. And she just wanted to give me that little nice thing here and there. Again, I didn't feel like I was lacking at all. But when I look back on it, I realized how her decision kind of created a mindset in me about money. And I mean, there was a lot of things that created money mindsets in my life. I'm really good at managing money and managing debt, managing ins and outs, not really great at managing large amounts of wealth yet, but I am working on it. So anyways, all right. So I made a decision. We closed down that chapter. We have a new chapter that is like forming, and some of the other things that we have coming up are incredible. Last year, I published 2 more books. So I think I have 15, 16 overall. We've published another co-authored book. I also published my Story to Authority guide, which is super incredible. It basically will help you go through the 7 stages of framing out and writing your signature story. I continue with my podcast. It's been amazing. I had some incredible guests on last year, and I dove into AI. That is kind of one of my couple really exciting things that I was able to do last year. And one of them is to dive into AI. And I actually was able to create my own GPT. And that, along with some pretty incredible prompts, is a more efficient, faster way to help my clients create their signature stories. So I did a couple workshops. I've got raving reviews. I've got amazing results from my clients. And I'm even more excited to be putting all of that information together in a step-by-step program to walk anybody that wants to write their signature story. It really will take them step-by-step through the process to not only create it, but to create multiple assets of their brand story and how to leverage it in a way that's going to help them get clients. And then the final thing I want to talk about that was super exciting for last year is I went on my first business cruise, and it was the Podcasters Cruise. And I will say that whole experience allowed me to connect with amazing people and revigorate my passion for my show, my podcast. And so I've got amazing things coming up for the show. One of them is what I have in store for you going forward. Actually, I'm going to put a pin in that for a moment, because I want to talk about some things that before I pivot back to the podcast, some amazing things that I have in store for 2024. One of them is, again, I fell in love with going on business in-person events. I did the Podcasters Cruise. January, I did the Marketers Cruise, and I am creating an amazing cruise adventure for women who want to reconnect with their self and reset their life, restore what they've got going, and basically just create a wonderful next best step. So I am working on, let's see. I'm trying to find the details right now. It is a 7 or 8 day cruise on the, it's the Scarlet Lady, which is a Virgin Voyager. It's the Rise Higher at Sea cruise, and it is an annual experience for women to reset, recharge, and rise higher together. So I'm super excited about that. It's coming together incredibly well. I have people that are waiting to sign up. We've got great rates with Virgin Voyager. Any day now, we should be able to share the registration link, and that is something that is going to be incredibly exciting for us this year, is to bring all of these women together, bring together all of our team leaders, bring together the different experts that are going to be doing experiential workshops. This is not an event where you're going to go and listen to a bunch of people talk at you. It is an event where we're all going to be doing things together, all related to our personal journey, how we can expand as women to be able to reconnect with who we are and just rise higher again together. So that's super exciting. I also have an all-star lineup of guests already that have booked or have recorded their episodes on our Mastery Unleashed podcast. And so one of the great things about those 2 cruises I was on was I connected with some incredible, amazing people. And so I can't wait for you to meet them. I can't wait for you to hear their stories, learn from them, and get the resources that they're sharing with you and with our audience through our future shows. And then finally, I want to give you a little highlight of some of the things that I am going to be sharing in the upcoming shows. I'm going to, I think on the next show, be talking about the importance of story, and how our AI tool will help you create your story. I'm going to give you some incredible pointers on how you can leverage your story and how you can kind of take this whole experience and use it to attract clients, convert clients, and more importantly, set yourself up to grow into your next better story. I have some tips. I'm going to do an episode on how to boost your brand, some time-saving tactics. I'm really efficient with strategy and systems and processes and automation. So I've got some training on that. I've got some training on how to create your own prospect conversion machine. So I can't wait to share you my process with that. I also have an amazing program on creating your high ticket offer. So I am going to share with you how you can map out your perfect high ticket program. So I'm going to go through the process of that. And so there's just so many things, automation hacks, how to name your business. There's just so many different topics that I am going to be sharing in the next few weeks to hopefully give you a step-by-step, I don't want to say, not even step-by-step, I'll give you different topics that may resonate, may not resonate with you, but if you find a topic that resonates, I intend to dive in and give you as much and share as much information as I can so you can actually get some of that applied to your business or your life. So that's all I have. I am excited for 2024. I hope you are excited too. I am excited to see how our show is going to evolve. One of the things I learned is that we are more focused now on followers to our show. Apple did a big shift in how they are kind of ranking the different shows. And it used to be on subscribers and reviews and ratings, and now it's on followers. Because if you are a subscriber to a show, that means you're actually paying. So they kind of shifted their language. So you would think it would be a membership. You got a membership to a show and kept the subscribers the way it was, but they didn't. They have the word subscriber be connected to a paid membership. And then now what we're looking for, because it looks like they're doing what they're doing with all the rest of the social media channels, let's be in alignment and do what everybody else does. But that's what they've decided, is to now have people become followers. So if you have not followed our show, please do, because it's a completely different process. It's super easy. It's just one click. But right now we are looking to grow our follower base so that way we can continue to stay a high ranking show in our field, in our business niche, and keep attracting not only an amazing audience, but continue to bring on some amazing guests for our audience so they can learn and continue to grow from the teaching and from the resources. So I'm going to go ahead and end it right here. I'm really grateful to have you support us on our journey. If there's anything I can do to support you on your journey, feel free to reach out, and then I will see you on the next show. So thanks, everybody, and we'll talk soon, or we'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to the Mastery Unleashed podcast, where we believe that everyone can have the business and life of their dreams by turning their mess into their greatest message and following their purpose to help the people who need their newfound wisdom and resources. To learn more, visit masteryunleashedpodcast.com. And don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review to this show.